everybody. My name is Burgandi Phoenix.
And I'm Govind Kumar.
And you are watching The Curve, brought to you by Casting Frontier.
Yes.
Today, we have a very special guest.
Ooh.
We didn't even rehearse that. It just was organic. Today, we are talking to Camille Thornton-Alson of Speak LA.
Ooh.
She's an actress extraordinaire, and she has a really cool site that she co-founded called Speak LA. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Gosh, thank you for having me. Thank you for watching this. It's exciting.
Oh yeah, speaking of watching this,
Yeah.
subscribe, like, comment below.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
So can you let anyone out there just tell us a little about yourself and Speak LA? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Burgandi, said it so well. I mean, I'm an actress extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Done.
She is.
Done.
Mic drop.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm an actress, and I also founded a company, and it's called Speak LA, and it's a resource. It's an online resource for actors. It's free. And we have podcasts, we have videos, we have, what else do we have? We have a Facebook group where we go on and we coach you. So anything that we can do to basically help actors make this transition to LA smoother, or really
And
anywhere.
it's a free resource
It's
now.
free. It's
Free 99.
And your
Free.
background was as an actress, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm
So
an
it's-
actress. Yeah, so I have a lot of
Rapport.
training, and I really feel what it's like what it's like to be a creative and then to come to LA and feel like you've been hit in the head with this business and this
With a
industry.
brick. And well, speaking of that, so what inspired you to start Speak LA? Was it that you felt like there wasn't a resource, or did you feel like there needed to be a better resource?
Well, I think, it's funny. There are a lot of resources out there. I would look at them and get completely overwhelmed.
No.
So
Same.
if you're feeling overwhelmed, I just want to tell you, we got you. We get it. It makes sense, you know. But I love acting. I love it so much. I love the process of acting, like the technique of it. And because I love it so much, I decided to train kind of everywhere. I went to London, and then I went to Paris. And
Oh my gosh, you went to Paris.
I love movement, and I loved clowning, and I wanted
So
to
great.
do Lecoq, and then I decided I wanted to get my master's, and I came back to the U.S. and it was a big decision for me because looking at kind of where I wanted to be, and I remember somebody actually saying to me when I was beginning to do this search, because I do extensive research about everything.
She does.
And they said, make sure to go to the community of where you want your connections to be. And I did not understand that. I just didn't,
That's so
that
smart.
creative part of me that we all have, that like very special, lovely artist, precious part.
Intangible.
I just couldn't understand that until I got out of grad school, moved to LA, and then it really hit me pretty hard.
Yeah.
And that was sort of it. Is I was in grad school for 3 years. The option was LA or New York, and a lot of my class had a lot of anxiety about that. Like, it has to be LA or New York, not necessarily even Seattle, where I was, which has a lovely theater community.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. I moved. We had a showcase in LA, and I got a great agent, and I had some great meetings, and I was like, all right, this is it. Like, LA is where I'm going to be. Not necessarily even enjoying the industry, to be honest with you. And I got here, and it was so hard. And I thought, if I could have had this information 3 years before, if I could have already been prepping where I was going to go, what acting classes, understanding like the right teachers, because there really are right teachers you need to go to. Not that there aren't
for
like
you.
No, they're all valuable. But
there's right teachers that will help you connect. But yes, and also for you. But it's a question of like understanding the need of the person and also the need of the business.
Oh, that's great.
Speaking of connections, and you were saying that it was hard for you when you first got here, and now your platform has strategies on how to get connections and get out there. Can you give some advice or elaborate on that? Yeah,
I mean, I think the word connection can sound very intimidating to people, as can the word networking. And for someone like
Space.
right? It kind of, I don't know. And some people are great at it, and more power to you. I was not one of those people. And so to me, I think of it more as building a community. And I think, when you're coming to a place like Los Angeles that's so big and so vast and so filled with dreams, there's so many people out here that you will connect with, that you will be able to build that community with. And the first thing that I say, which I didn't know, is get into a good class. Get into a class where you have like-minded people that are loving what they're doing the way that you're loving what you're doing, and work with them. Like the power in saying yes. I mean, what's fascinating to me about these podcasts that we do where we interview actors, what they're doing is they're finding their tribe and they're working together. That's what they're doing.
Your tribe.
And that's what you got to do, is you got to come to LA and you got to be open to saying yes to opportunity, to the class. If it's not working, there's another class you might find. But that's the biggest thing, is put your ego at the door. It doesn't matter how much training you have. You put your ego at the door and you just say yes. And you stay open and you say, hey, you want to get together this weekend? You want to write some stuff? You want to shoot? Are you down to shoot? Let's put something on camera. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Content.
Well, that actually leads me on to the next thing I was going to ask you. So what is one thing you would say that all actors need to know, whether they're just moving here and they have no background, or they are just moving here and they've, like you, trained for maybe 5-10 years or whatever, and then came to LA and felt like they still had no idea what they were doing?
Yeah, well, I'd say that number one, that's normal. So if you feel a little bit like, I'm sure, right? You come and I think I watched a lot of all the reality shows that didn't make me feel good anyways, because I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I have to escape somehow. But what I would say is that come to LA thinking, I'm building a life. Don't even think of I'm building a career, because I promise you, the career is going to happen. It will. It's you gotta know that really all the preparation you're doing, all the training, all the classes, all the connections, the building of the community, at the end of the day, it's so that when the opportunity happens, you're ready. That's it. And so really when you come here, think, I'm going to build my life. I'm going to enjoy going for the hikes. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to find this great place to go to for music. Where's my coffee shop going to be?
Yeah.
That's the hardest.
That kind of thing.
Said like a true East Coaster. Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I have a question. From your podcast, and I listened to a few episodes and I loved it. I found, listening to people like makeup artists and people talk about tax, accounting, which honestly, that's a huge resource that I you work all these odd gigs and, you have to be smart about it. Now, for acting, is there, after doing so many episodes, do you feel that there's a universal trait or something that you found that all these successful actors said about, here's advice at the beginning of my career that I could offer?
That's a good one.
Yeah. There's a couple things that everyone has said. We always ask people about kind of that thing that they see, and it's confidence. So whatever it is that builds your confidence, and I fake it till you make it. Yeah. But I think, and I always ask, I say, but what do you mean by confidence? What is the thing? Let's make it really tangible. How do we break it down? Because when you talk about, because that's, everything I enjoy doing is
breaking it down. Yeah.
So how do you break it down?
Yeah.
And I think really it's different for every person, but I think part of it is showing up. You put it in the confidence bank. Okay, I wanted to move to LA. I'm here. Okay, that goes in the bank. Okay, I wanted to sign up for the class. That goes in the bank.
Yeah.
That audition that I went to and I, didn't get quite as nervous as I usually do, that goes in the bank. It's very manageable things that you break down in order to build the confidence.
I love that.
And I feel like it's saying, you're saying with community too, has what's linked to that is putting your roots down.
Yeah.
And the more and more you feel like you have roots down, you're grounded.
Yeah.
And so
there was another guest that we had as well that spoke about the most important thing as an artist is to live your life and experience. That is our jobs, right? As artists, to experience life. And that's exactly what you were saying. It's where am I going to hike? Where's my coffee shop going to be? Where do I not want to tip as much? Whatever it is it is, On the podcast, who are some of the most inspiring people? Yeah. And also, what about them is something that we would never guess?
Well, there were so many. I have 3 that come to mind. I don't know if that's too many.
No, that's perfect.
Oh my God.
It's a good number.
All good things.
But
favorite number.
The biggest thing that we do with our podcast, which was really important to me, is we talk about the beginning of these people's careers. So it doesn't matter kind of where they are, but like, you know.
He's so excited.
Because you often don't, you
don't
look
hear.
at someone and you think, God, they're so successful, but how did they get there? And
Right.
is it possible for me too? And the truth is, it is totally possible, and they totally prove this.
Yeah.
I've used totally like twice. But
I love it.
I'll use
Totally.
again.
Totally.
I'm totally into it.
But so we interviewed Connie Britton, which was amazing. She's one of,
I was into that one.
yeah, she's
favorite.
such an amazing actress, and was just, she spent 5 years in New York without an agent.
What?
You know, we talked a little
remember
about this
that.
before.
Wow.
Can you say to the audience, and I was saying, you know, you hear from so many people, you need to get an agent now,
Yeah.
and of course it's so important, you can't get in the room, but you said something really interesting about that.
I said, don't get an agent. I said, don't worry about getting an agent. I don't mean that if you get an agent, that's amazing. Obviously, you do want an agent one day, but don't put your focus on getting the agent.
Right. Put your focus on
Creating and building your
And
community
living.
and living your life, because the more that you build your community, the more that's going to help you get more work. I mean, work begets work through that community.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's not your agent, especially at the beginning of your career, that's going to be the one getting you in the rooms. I mean, the rooms that I've gotten into have all been a lot of the
Your
people that
own-
are my friends.
Right.
Especially,
That
I
like
feel
me.
like I've gotten if you don't have a strong sense of who you are,
Yeah.
Right.
and you're waiting for someone else to figure that out for you,
Right.
Even if you get an agent,
Yeah.
you still don't know who you are.
Right. A lot of that too is like what you're saying, like creating your own stuff and being able to work with other people and meet other people and go forward in that way. So really quickly, your last two people for the podcast is who?
So we interviewed Rosemary DeWitt. Who
Also
is
amazing.
That's a recent one.
She's amazing.
Yes.
And she's just, I mean, talk about, I don't know, just exuding humble,
Amazing.
beautiful, class act.
love And how could there be one more? But who's the last one really
So
quick?
the last one, funnily enough, is Russell Bear, and he's a celebrity photographer. And what I love about his story, and I'll try to say this very quickly, is he actually came to LA because he wanted to be an actor, and he came from Canada. He moved into this apartment, and his friend was actually doing really, really well. There was another guy living in the apartment that wasn't doing as well at the time, but was incredibly good looking. And he didn't know who this guy was. Turns out this guy, his roommate's friend who was living there, he was sleeping on the couch, Russell was sleeping on the couch, was Brad Pitt, who is now like...
Of course it was.
We all know who Brad Pitt is.
Yeah.
But what I love about his story is he came as an actor, started taking photos because he just it was something he'd always loved doing as a kid. He did it kind of for his friends, his actor friends, started doing headshots, then started doing celebrity shots, loved taking photos. Years later, got a call. His dream was to be on a soap. Years later, got a call from the soap to come in and play a photographer
Oh my God.
in the soap. And did such a good job. They wanted him. They called his friend who was a manager and said, "Hey, do you think Russell would actually be?"
Oh my gosh.
That's what I was just going to say. It came from, see, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Live your life, do things that you love, be surrounded by people, be open to create. And that is all the time that we have. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
coming
much.
in, Camille.
Yeah.
Make sure to please check out Speak LA. It's ispeakla.com.
The idea is it's like a Rosetta Stone for actors. And we do have a Facebook group. It's called Speak LA, private members only. And Jen and I, who couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but my partner, Jen, we're on there all the time, answering questions and helping you guys get to LA.
And she's amazing.
And be sure to check out the podcast.
And the
Speak
podcast
LA
is
on
Speak LA,
iTunes.
the podcast.
Yes.
It's on iTunes
Yes.
and it's on our site.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here. Thank all of you
Thank
for
you.
watching. As always, please go below, like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.